Conduct competency assessment. Establish the context and purpose of assessment. The assessor should become well acquainted with the qualification or specific units of competency that will be evaluated. Ensure that the assessment site adheres to the applicable occupational health and safety standards. Ensures that the assessment resources are available. The assessor must confirm that all tools, equipment, and facilities are prepared and available at the assessment site before the assessment begins. A checklist of tools, equipment, and facilities should be available to assist the assessor in monitoring their availability and completeness. The checklist of tools, equipment, and facilities is part of the assessor's guide. Plan and prepare the evidence gathering process. The assessor will receive an assessment package from the test representative. This package includes the competency assessment tools, which serve as the primary guide for evaluating the candidates. Along with this, the assessor must ensure the presence of the following: specific instructions to the candidates, prepared according to the number of examinees. Competency assessment results summary, also corresponding to the number of the candidates. Rating sheets will be used to document the candidate's performance. One copy of the assessor's guide, which provides detailed instructions for conducting the assessment.
Okay, so good morning everyone. So I am Elsie Guiniano, an accredited competency assessor in Cookery Institute. So I would like to acknowledge the presence of our processing officer, Mr. Julia Daza, our AC manager, Ms. Rizal Dai, and of course our tester representative, Ms. Michael Makiwat. Good morning, ma'am. You may know Ms. So we do not have to worry about their presence. They are here to oversee the conduct of competency assessment and to check if the conduct is in accordance with the prescribed competency assessment methodologies and procedures. So we will not assess. Okay? So before we begin, please be informed that this assessment is being recorded and live streamed via CCTV and the tester by provincial office and tester regional office. So I have here the signed consent form, which confirms that we, including myself, agree to the recording and the terms and outline, including the authorized sharing of CCTV footage as specified in the documents. Okay? Okay, so before we start, I would like to check your attendance. Okay, when your name is called, please present to me your admission slip and please affix your signature and attendance sheet. Okay, so candidate Ms. Fatima Ortega. Okay. So thank you so much. Candidate Gala Sarte. Thank you so much. Candidate Julian Soreta. Thank you so much. So make sure that the spelling of your name is correct. Okay? Okay, so now let me remind you that I have here your accomplished application form and self-assessment guide. So this is an indication that you have already acquired the knowledge and can perform the skills required for all the units of competency enumerated under the Cookery NC2 qualification. So I would like to welcome you all for our orientation in Cookery NC2. So the purpose of our assessment in Cookery NC2 is to determine the level of your competence. So let's clap our hands for your orientation. Okay, so today I'm going to administer the competency assessment for Cookery NC2. So the qualification for Cookery NC2 is composed of basic, common, and core competency. Okay, so for our core competencies, we do have 13 competencies. Okay, So the first one is clean and maintain kitchen premises. The second one is stock or prepare stock sauces and soups. The next one is prepare appetizers, prepare salads and dressings, prepare sandwiches, prepare meat dishes, prepare vegetable dishes, prepare egg dishes, prepare starch dishes, prepare poultry and game dishes, prepare seafood dishes, prepare these desserts, and the last one is package prepared food. So did you all got those competencies? Okay, very good. Okay, so throughout the assessment, I will be observed your food safety and hygiene practices, including proper hand washing, sanitation, and food handling. So this will be monitored at all times in the kitchen and hand washing stations. So you will also be assessed on your workplace communication and teamwork in the kitchen and dining area. So this is a continuous assessment throughout the activity. So finally, after cooking, you will proceed to the dishwashing and storage area, where you will clean and sanitize kitchen tools and properly store ingredients and leftovers. So you will have 30 minutes to complete this task. So the total assessment time will be 4 hours. So please manage your time well to complete all tasks within the given duration. So if you have any questions and clarifications, you're free to ask. So if you have any questions, clarifications? Okay, so that's good. Okay, so at this juncture, I will explain the assessment procedures that you will undertake for cookery and skills. So each task will be assessed through a demonstration of skills, followed by oral questioning to verify your knowledge and understanding. So is that clear to you? Okay, so here's are the assessment activities and methods. So first, prepare task, which is the mise en place or mise en place. So demonstration with oral questioning, of course. So you will preparing ingredients, tools, and equipment according to the recipe. So the next one is the cooking demonstration. So with this, we're going to it is a performance-based assessment with oral questioning. So you will going to cook the assigned dishes, including stock, soups, poultry, seafood, vegetables, starches, and desserts. So I will observe your cooking techniques, time management, and of course the adherence to food safety standards. Okay, so the next one is food safety and hygiene. So you're going to observe or you must follow proper sanitation or food handling and workplace safety procedures. So then fourth one is workplace communication and teamwork. So you will be assessed on how well you follow instructions, communicate with your with the others, and work efficiently in team settings. So the last one is post-cookery task. So you will be clean and sanitize kitchen tools, dispose of waste properly, and store ingredients by the following standards procedure. So to assess your knowledge and skills for cookery and seafood, we will use a combination of written tests, demonstration, and oral questioning. So this assessment method can help to measure your underpinning knowledge and skills. So you all got those reminders or those tasks that we're going to undertake for this qualification. Okay, nice. So we also have some things that have to be taken into consideration. In case you notice any religious practices, don't hesitate to notify me and I will make the necessary adjustment to meet your needs. For instance, if you wish to pray at a certain time during assessment time, just let me know and I will make sure that you get the chance to do so. Okay, so other than that, applicants who needs to take medications while under assessment should let me know. Okay, so and I will provide you with sufficient time and comfortably take your medication. Okay, so and also in addition for that, you are free to use the restroom whenever necessary. So just inform the assessors beforehand to ensure a smooth flow of the assessment process. So however, during the assessment, you are not allowed to leave the premises of the assessment center. If you have further concerns about this, please approach me for us to have an easy discussion and understanding. Okay, so in our multicultural setting, it's important to read the text instructions carefully, okay? So if you need help understanding them, feel free to ask. So instructions can be translated into your preferred language if needed. So if you have difficulty or concentrating due to poor eyesight, let me know so I can make necessary adjustments. Our goal is to ensure you perform at your best without any language or visual barriers. So your understanding of the instructions is crucial for the successful assessment. So don't hesitate to ask for clarification at any time. All you have to do is to raise your hand for me to notice you. Now, let's go over to the do's and don'ts for a smooth cookery MCQ assessment. Okay, so for the do's, so the first one is obey security policies and procedures. It's vital to adhere to all security measures implemented to provide a secure environment for all involved. The next one is obey the guidelines on the use of facilities. So observe the marked areas and facilities to guarantee that the assessment is conducted smoothly and uninterrupted. Okay? For the don'ts, let's proceed with the don'ts. Okay, the first one is make calls on cell phones or take photos is not allowed. So this is for the purpose of maintaining concentration and confidentiality in the assessment process. So distractions will hamper your performance and the authenticity of the assessment. So the next one is the exit the premises without informing the assessor or any members or staffs. So if you must exit for any reason, kindly let us know so that we can ensure that all is in order. Okay? So the next one is here in the assessment area. So kindly stay in the areas allocated and refrain from unnecessary movement to facilitate a comfortable environment for all candidates. Okay, so now let's proceed to the e-certificate implementation. Okay? So the TESDA e-certificate system starting on August 28, 2023 until present time. So in the event that you get a competent result, the e-certificate shall be issued straight to your given email address. So within a day following the assessment, it is necessary to make sure that the email address in your application form is correct. So if the email address in your application form is correct, okay, nice. For those who want a paper NC, you will have to print your NC or Certificate of Competency or COC on clean A4 size white paper. So print it first and then proceed to the nearest TESDA provincial or district office to apply for the dry seal. Is that clear? So the TESDA POCA vocal will be responsible for verifying the authenticity of the NC or COC before affixing the dry seal. So a service that will be provided free of charge. Okay? So as a final reminder, please ensure that the email address and name provided during the application process are accurate and up to date. Okay? So next, let's proceed to the instructions for claiming the paper base. Okay? So the national certificate or the NC or certificate of competency or the COC is awarded by the provincial office where the assessment was taken upon submission of the competency assessment results or the CARS. So the NC or COC is effective for 5 years. So you can claim your NC or COC 3 working days from the date assessment. Except the Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays is not included. Okay? Okay. So when claiming your NC or COC, can you read the following? So the first one is CARS. The next one is passport type, photo, on white background, color with name tag. It is critical to comply with the below guidelines for a photograph to ensure smooth claim without any problems. So the next one is of course the 50 pesos certificate fee. So yes, you are going to pay 50 pesos for your certification process. Okay. So if the NC or COC will be claimed by a representative, we need to remind by this things. Okay, so the first one is only the below representatives can claim the NC or COC in case of representative claim. The second one is TESDA provincial office appointed liaison officer, and the last one is immediate family member up to the second degree. Okay, so the requirements of the representatives are the first one, of course, the original copy of CARS. The second one, a special power of attorney or the SPA or a letter of authorization by the TESDA OPCO certified at 27. So you may acquire a copy of the sanitarization letter for the official office or from the TESDA website by the tesda.gov.ph. So the next one is a photocopy of the certified workers ID, and the next one is a photocopy of the representatives ID. Is that clear to you all, guys? Okay, so for the renewal of the national certificate, its validity is 5 years. So the requirements are a photocopy of the NC and the original for checking. And also for the certificate of employment that is applicable to the NC. So if you are found to be not yet competent, you may apply for reassessment of your experience. Okay, so you have 3 attempts to apply so that you can be competent. So if still not competent, after the many attempts, you might be required to take refreshment training. So the reassessment will be targeted on the areas in which you failed to gain competency. So kindly note that you will be the one to pay the full assessment fee as stipulated by the TESDA board. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your time and effort in this assessment. So regardless of the outcome, we encourage you to continue honing your skills and striving for excellence in your culinary journey. So thank you for your participation and wish you success in your future endeavors. So thank you so much, everyone, and best of luck.
Be careful.